at iHeartAdBuilder.com.
Hey, it's Jennifer Jones-Lee. So I know we're all ready to get back in the air to go see friends and family or just have some you time far away from that home office of yours. So why let anything stand in the way of that? Soon you'll need a federal form of ID to fly within the U.S. like a real ID. Stay ahead of the curve by applying for your real ID now before the rush. Trust me, doing it now means you won't have to wait longer at the DMV later. Start the application and upload your documents to the website, CaliforniaRealID.org, and you'll save yourself a lot of time getting that cool-looking little bear and star on your license.
Hey, DQ fans, Father's Day is right around the corner, and DQ is celebrating your dad with something special, a DQ Father's Day cake just for him. DQ makes each Father's Day cake with love. Grab a cake with fudge and crunch as cool as Dad this Father's Day, only at your DQ.
Have a plumbing, water heater issue? Call a Smell Good Plumber, 800-446-MIKE. For official rules and more information about contests on this station, go to KFIAM640.com/rules.
Live,
KFI
local,
AM 640.
and iHeart radio station.
And good morning, Bill Hino here. Tuesday, June 15th, California opens up today. Oh, it's a big day. And we'll talk more about the rules a little bit later on. And because of that, the mask situation gets more difficult to try to figure out. And so that's the big news. The other news, which is not so good, the heat wave today and tomorrow. Very dangerous. Let's go back. More handle on the news with Layla in for Jennifer, Wayne, and me.
Man to face charges for making terroristic threats on a flight. And so this is a story that's been everywhere since Friday when the video surfaced of this Delta Airlines employee, a flight attendant, who's probably a former employee, I would think by now, disrupted this flight, tried to open what appears to have been the door to the cockpit, maybe also the doors to the plane, and attacked some flight attendants, and then some passengers took him all the way down and held him while the plane made an emergency landing in Oklahoma. It left out of LAX.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Oklahoma City Police say Stefan Duncan made the threats by threatening to take down the plane. So if you say that, there's certain things you just can't say.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm going to sort of half dismiss this, even though it was horrific on the flight. The guy's mentally ill.
Yeah, I think that was clear in the video.
That's the issue.
Yeah.
He is simply mentally sick and was squirrely on the airplane. This is not part of the larger picture of what's going on with airplanes in the skies today. So, I mean, it's a huge story. I mean, I don't know if you saw the news where people were in their seats, and here's a guy saying, "I'm taking down the plane." That's a little scary.
Right, and then to hear the pilot call all strong, able-bodied men to the front to help out, you know there's a problem.
Yeah. Well, 3 women have pleaded guilty to pretty despicable fraud. They're from the Inland Empire. You got one from San Bernardino, one from Moreno Valley, one from Colton, convicted of 1 count each of federal wire fraud. What were they doing? Applying for those expanded unemployment benefits using inmates' information. No evidence that the inmates had anything to do with it.
Right.
So they would get information, apply, and then sell. You get those cards, and then they would sell those cards for cash.
And I always ask you the same question, and that is because of all your years in the criminal justice system dealing with cases like this, they face up to 30 years, which is the maximum sentence.
Yeah,
which
that's
is
the statutory maximum.
Right. Realistically, $350,000 in benefits were stolen. What are they looking at?
Well, because they did it a bunch, like one of these women filed at least 47 separate bogus claims, probably 3 to 5 years.
Okay.
They might each get different amounts depending on the dollar amounts that each of them did. But man, oh man, I mean, you get these repeated things. It's not like one time there was something going on in my life and I felt pressure and I did a thing. This is a dedicated scheme to rip everybody off.
But again, we read up to 30 years in prison. And the reality, it's going to be 3 to 5. But that's not the story. That doesn't make a great story.
Yeah, the press always reports the statutory maximum, and that's because the press releases that come out from either the DA's office or the U.S. Attorney's office
they always put the statutory maximum. So I don't really blame the press for this issue, and nobody's going to, in a press release saying these 3 women pleaded guilty, is going to go, and now let's delve into the complexities of federal sentencing.
No, but they could say, and we'll probably get 3 to 5 years. I mean, they could add that, but it's not as good a story. So I'll buy.
It's not as sizzly to say 3 to
That's
5.
well said.
And out in the open shoplifting spree. I mean, security cameras, people recording, not deterring criminals these days. A man got a garbage bag and just fills it up with a bunch of items in a Walgreens store in San Francisco. He got away with everything on a Lyft bike that he rode down the aisle and right out the front door. Now, apparently, this is becoming a thing, especially in the San Francisco area. They've had 17 Walgreens over the last 5 years, and almost every Gap retail outlet that have left.
So does he take the bike inside the store?
It looks like he rolled that Lyft bike into the store, got his trash bag out, didn't care who was watching, filled his stuff up, and breezed right out.
3 people filming him on their phones. A security guard who was on it tried to actually grab the bag. You know, and the guy was hell-bent on getting out of there, and he did. And as Layla points out, lots of stores just get out of the central San Francisco area now. It's bad here in L.A., but it's nothing like what they're dealing with up there. Oh, no. An L.A. area dentist is in prison accused of sexually abusing multiple female patients.
Over 5 years.
Over a period of 5 years, he is charged with over a dozen counts of sexual battery by restraint for molesting the women during procedures. And it all started with a patient sued him back in 2019 for molesting her while she was under anesthesia. He finally stopped because one of his dental assistants recorded one of the incidents.
Yeah, that's unnerving. That's like your worst nightmare, to think that something like that can happen.
If you're in a dental office and you have dental assistants, you probably have an office staff, and to have the evil chutzpah, and it's not a very good phrase, to do something like that when there are other people around, and also for 5 years this went on until one of the other people in the office
that's
decided,
the question.
hey, maybe I should do something.
Yeah, because this does not happen in a vacuum. It's 5 years worth of this.
Minivan explodes. Okay. Oh, I wasn't expecting that, John. The FBI now joining that investigation to the minivan explosion in a neighborhood in Montclair. So this is off of Kingsley Street, and it knocked out some power to parts of the area. It was a 2003 Dodge minivan. Authorities believe there were multiple explosions that occurred.
Yeah, they're saying they figure there is nothing criminal here at this point. They're investigating, and it looks like a minivan exploded.
Yeah, but and the family's, like you said, the family's not being investigated, but you're wondering, like, did someone put that there, or how could that happen?
They are saying it was not something normally in a vehicle that exploded. Somebody put explosives in the front of that vehicle. When you say it's not criminal, they mean the owner. They don't think the owner of the vehicle. And by the way, just so people know, the power thing that John played is because the explosion, thank God it didn't hurt anybody, but it did knock the power out in that neighborhood for a little bit. Oh my God, a guy in Washington is accused of doing a thing that he already admitted that he did. This is a guy who I guess has been living in his truck for a while, and he says he woke up and someone was under his truck trying to steal the catalytic converter. He opens the door, he sees legs sticking out. He shoots the guy multiple times, ties his hands above his head, attaches the guy to the hitch of his truck, drags him through a field, unties him, leaves him in the field. Now, he says that when he left the guy in the field after having shot him 3 times, that the guy was alive and talking to him, but then the guy died. So the shooter,
that doesn't matter.
the shooter's
really.
charged with second-degree murder, first-degree kidnapping.
Why second-degree murder as opposed to first-degree murder?
No premeditation. It wasn't like it was like you're stealing my catalytic converter. Ah, bam, bam, bam. As opposed to you're stealing my catalytic converter for 5 hours.
But you can have intent within almost instantaneously.
Like when you're tying the victim's hands, isn't that premeditation?
Well, then
Well, that's the kidnapping.
they'd have to
Oh, I
prove
guess.
that is what caused his death. But
No, these are the right charges, but man,
I remember law school where we talked about murder, which you have to have intent.
and premeditation.
And premeditation,
And I think
where-
that's the intent. Intent you can form instantaneously, but premeditation's a different thing. I know. I just want to say to those of you, I know what some of you were thinking, which is good for him and too bad for that thief. And I am not agreeing with you, but I am not judging you either.
And he's going to be. It's so horrific. It's so horrific a crime that he is looking at life imprisonment, and easily because you have kidnapping, and so you have murder with the kidnapping.
It's such a vicious. If he had just like shot the guy's legs up and called the cops, you might go, well,
All right,
what are you going to do?
Let's take a break. We'll come back and we'll finish up. Handle on the news on this California day of opening, June 15th. All right, Layla.
A man accused of scamming thousands of U.S. Navy sailors in California has been ordered to pay $500,000 in restitution. 56-year-old Paul Flanagan was also sentenced yesterday to house arrest. He owned a business called Go Navy Tax Services outside of Naval Base San Diego. A grocery store clerk has been shot dead near Atlanta when he got into an argument with a customer about a mask. And actress Lisa Baines has died 10 days after being hit by a scooter in a hit and run in New York City. Baines was 65. We're checking in on some traffic troubles with Kfi in the Sky and a crash on the 5 next.
If you're looking to get out of your house, doesn't matter what the reason is, moving, downsizing, financial issues, let's say you inherited a home and now what do you do with it? So now you're going to sell it. Cleaning, painting, repairing, staging. So let's talk about a different way of doing it. Selling your home for a fair price without a buyer ever walking through your house, without having to remodel, no appraisal, no commissions, no fees, and you get paid in cash and get it done fast, 10 days or less. I'm talking about directbuyers.com. They're a local family-owned business around since 1986. The two owners, Janet and Matt, brother and sister, really good people. They actually care, and there are a lot of schmucks out there in this business. And so I'm going to suggest do not sell your home until you talk to directbuyers.com, see what they can offer you. They'll give you an honest, no obligation offer right there, and they're offering a $15,000 cash advance before closing to help you with your move, and they will not lowball you. Directbuyers.com, directbuyers.com, 844-242-SELL, directbuyers.com.
Sunny skies, 90s to triple digits inland, 80s along the coast. This report brought to you by Dairy Queen. Let's head to a crash on the 5.
It's in Boyle Heights on the 5 southbound at 7th Street. It's the middle traffic lanes that are blocked, box truck and a couple of vehicles. Your drive started to load up at the 510 northern split. KFI in the Sky is sponsored by injury attorney superwomansuperlawyer.com. Jeff Baugh, trouble on the 110.
Yeah, northbound at the 5, just what CHP and the fire department was hoping for. Somebody's car ablaze here, more heat. But listen up, north 5, north 110, at the 5, all lanes are temporarily closed now. The fire is out. CHP is trying to get this car off the freeway. As you know, there's only 3 lanes here anyway. We had the left lane open. All lanes are shut down. It's backing up now towards Academy Road. Now, a couple of things you still can do. You can go north 110 to the north 5, get off of Riverside Drive. Well, if you're in that left lane, the Avenue 26 off-ramp, that left lane off-ramp, that's still open. You can access Figueroa and then get into South Pasadena, so not too bad. Southbound drive is good coming out of South Pass, but little spectators flowing coming through here. And a quick look at the North 5 here. Once you get past the 110, up towards around the 2, it looks like you start moving again through Atwater Village and up towards Glendale and Burbank. Injured in an accident, visit superwomansuperlawyer.com. Jeff Baugh, KFI in the Sky.
Still working in Riverside, 60 West after Market. 2 left lanes blocked here with an injury crash. The drive jams up at the 215-91. KFI and the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Robin Banks.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples Connect helps your business grow with custom printed sales and marketing materials. And right now, get $10 off signs, banners, or posters when you spend $50 or more. Offer ends 7/3, valid in store and online. Visit staples.com/signage for details. Staples Connect, the working and learning store.
Hi, this is Larry Miller from Sit and Sleep. You know, there's a lot that's new at Sit and Sleep.
Yeah, like me. Hi, I'm Drew Miller, Larry's son, and I'm proud to be the 3rd generation of the Miller family to work at Sit and Sleep.
Only Sit and Sleep has Bed Match that scientifically recommends the right mattress for you.
Plus, you can shop the way you want, in-store, online, or a combination of the two.
And we'll beat anyone's advertised price or your mattress is free!
You still got the pipes, Dad.
Thanks, son.
Hey, DQ fans, Father's Day is right around the corner, and DQ is celebrating your dad with something special, a DQ Father's Day cake just for him. DQ makes each Father's Day cake with love. Grab a cake with fudge and crunch as cool as Dad this Father's Day, only at your DQ.
Summer is here and it is getting hot.
Hey, you know what else is hot? The money that I'm saving with SolarMax technology.
Without upfront cost?
Yeah, that's because SolarMax does everything themselves under one roof right here in Southern California. Exceptional quality control and no middleman.
Right now, SolarMax is only $69.98 a month, which includes a solar panel system and a home battery, and an APR as low as 0.99%. This offer expires June 30th.
Dial pound 250 on your cell and say SolarMax, or go to solarmaxtech.com. Monthly payment available on approved credit. CSL being 972
American General Life Insurance Company has an opening for the position of Assistant Actuary in Woodland Hills, California. Job duties for the position include supporting the analysis and implementation of new U.S. GAAP valuation rules for businesses outside of the U.S. Associate of the Society of Actuaries is also required. To apply, send resume by mail to American General Life Insurance Company. Reference number MTAIG27. Attention, Lisa Goldner, 175 Water Street, New York, New York, 10038.
Hi, Greg Hughes here with Hughes Private Capital. Our company offers real estate investment options for you that are built on cash flow, are free of landlord hassles and expenses, and produce the same predictable, consistent return month after month. How do we do that? When you invest with us, you're part of a diversified, secured portfolio of over 1,000 homes in 5 cities and 3 states. And with today's interest rates being so low, now is the time to use leverage with your Hughes Capital investment and earn a 17% return. And one of the best ways to invest with Hughes Private Capital is through a 1031 exchange, where you can sell your investment property, pay no taxes, and never worry about landlord hassles or expenses again. Plus, remember, real estate is one of the most tax-efficient investments out there. We find most investors don't pay taxes for the first 9 years of their investment with us. To find out more, go to steadyinvestmentreturn.com. That's steadyinvestmentreturn.com. Or call us at 888-300-5353. That's 888-300-5353.
It's Father's Day this week, so I'm going to give you a break, Rick.
I'm not a father.
Oh, not a father. Yep, makes perfect sense. Number 3.
Father's Day freebie. Dads get a free dad ball cap just by showing up June 20th.
Number 2.
Get a cool action camera for dad when you earn 500 points on your rewards card the 21st or 22nd.
And the number 1 reason.
Celebrate Dad's Day at Good Times Cafe.
Morongo, Good Times.
Attention savvy investors. Are you looking to hedge against inflation and receive steady monthly cash flow? How about the safety and security of a real estate investment without the hassles of being a landlord? Maybe you should cash out of some stock market risk and volatility and take some money off the table. Instead, receive 10% annualized monthly payouts with bonuses targeted to 21%. NRIA is an industry-leading real estate development firm in its 15th year constructing strategically located, lower-risk, high-demand properties in unique neighborhoods based on supply-demand imbalance. Call 800-800-1414 to start your due diligence. A great fit for safety-oriented investors desiring monthly cash flow and diversification into carefully curated real estate. Learn more about the NRIA Real Estate Development Fund at nria.net or call 800-800-1414. That's 800-800-1414.
An offer of securities is only made by the NRIA Private Placement Memorandum. Read it first. Past performance does not guarantee future results. NRIA is a real estate development firm. Learn more at nria.net.
Now, another iHeartRadio COVID-19 vaccine update.
There's a renewed push to get more Americans vaccinated this month as rates fall from a spring peak.
I would say every shot in every arm is a win because that person is now safe and protected from getting COVID-19.
CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky is urging parents to vaccinate teens. It's important young adults get vaccinated too. It's safe and effective.
Get the latest vaccine info now at cdc.gov/coronavirus.
The CDC has just declared
the constant cleaning of surfaces is threatening to become part of the problem.
it's just hygiene theater because people aren't washing the bleach off the surface and then they're putting their food on it and then they're ingesting the bleach.
Gary and Shannon.
So stop washing your pasta boxes.
Weekdays at 10 a.m.
Okay?
On KFI.
KFI, Bill Handel here. On a Tuesday morning, June 15th, California opens up today. And I'll talk more about that coming up at 7 o'clock. What could go wrong? Oh, plenty. And I'll dive into that at the top of the hour. In the meantime, let's finish up Handle on the News with Layla in for Jennifer, Wayne, and me.
Is this the Lakewood man?
No,
this is story 12.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Oh, oh my goodness. A woman sets another woman on fire. This happened in Iowa. Council Bluffs, Iowa. So here's what happened. They got in some sort of altercation or verbal altercation. Who knows the details? They don't even know what started this whole thing. But at one point, one woman throws a flammable substance on the other woman, police say, and then lit her on fire. There was a witness there who tried to help, but they say the woman who lit the other woman on fire started then hitting the person on the ground in the face.
Yeah, third-degree burns, enough over her body. People don't survive this very often. You know, when you're talking about third-degree burns over a good part of the body, just the human body is not meant to recover from that. It's too difficult.
So she was booked for attempted murder, first-degree arson, and willful injury. But I'm wondering, what is going through your mind as you're doing that? What was the argument about that got so bad that was what you decided was the solution?
Rational people have no idea.
How much is that doggy in the window? Nobody knows because the doggy can't come to this country.
Who let the dogs out?
Yeah, U.S. health officials have announced a one-year ban on bringing in dogs from a list of over 100 countries because of rabies concerns. This is not just dogs that have lived in that country and then come in, but let's say you're an American person, you take your dog to one of these countries, your dog's not coming back until it goes through a 6-month quarantine, and it's because those are countries that still have a problem with rabies. They started to see puppies being brought in that were too young to be vaccinated, meaning obviously they weren't vaccinated, and also a problem with falsified rabies shots records, so they do not want to have a rabies outbreak.
Wasn't there an automatic 2-week quarantine anyway? Bringing in a dog, even your own dog,
depends on the
overseas?
country. This is a very sweeping.
Yeah, it's big news.
Number of countries.
So what kind of dog do you want that you can't see for a year? Because it's in quarantine. You come home, the dog is, and incidentally, you have to pay for the dog to be in quarantine. So the dog goes to doggy hotel for a year.
Yeah, raids the mini bar every single night.
Yeah. And when it finally comes home, who are you? That's right. Now what do you do?
The dog's like, look, I don't know who you are. I bonded to the concierge during my...
All right, we're done, guys. Coming up, California reopens. What could go wrong? Oh, plenty. That's happening at the top of the hour. KFI AM 640 live everywhere at the iHeart Radio app.
Today is the day we all get our face back.
KFI.
And KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeart Radio app.
Back to business as usual. I'm Layla Muhammad, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. Most of California's COVID-19 restrictions have been lifted as of this morning, but Governor Newsom says the virus is still active and unvaccinated people will still need to wear masks. The state's blueprint for a safer economy was ditched at 12:01 a.m., meaning people don't have to social distance anymore and there are no more capacity-limited businesses and public gatherings. But everyone will still need a mask on trains, buses, and planes. Governor Newsom has signaled an end to workplace mask rules this week.
The Cal OSHA board is expected to ease rules on Thursday to give vaccinated workers the option of ditching the mask, but procedure will delay the actual change to the rule by 10 days.
Businesses will have a lot of freedom and choice as it relates to the masking.
And the expectation is that Newsom will issue an executive order to enact the rule change immediately, and for unvaccinated workers,
the state is going to provide those masks, large quantity of those masks.
Until Thursday, businesses are bound by the Cal OSHA rules in place which mandate distancing and mask wearing. Chris Ancarlo, KFI News.
The Dodgers are expecting a capacity crowd for their game tonight against the Phillies. It will be the first time since 2019 that the stadium will be full as the state lifts COVID-19 restrictions. Stadium workers will still wear face coverings, and fans who aren't vaccinated will need to as well when they are inside stores and restaurants. News brought to you by Cunning Dental Group. A brush fire near Lake Casitas in Ventura County has burned 188 acres. Ventura County Fire Department says the fire started yesterday afternoon and there were some evacuations. It says those evacuation orders have been lifted as of last night. The world's largest helitankers have arrived in LA and Orange County. LA, Orange, and Ventura counties have entered into a lease with Colson Aviation in Canada to beef up firefighting capabilities during wildfire season.
We're able to launch this first-of-its-kind program thanks to the extraordinary generosity of Southern California Edison. And their partnership in the QRF program brings our aerial fire suppression capabilities to a whole new level.
Orange County Fire's Brian Finnessy says a 3,000-gallon Chinook helicopter will be in Orange County and one will be in LA County. A 1,000-gallon Sikorsky will be in Ventura County. The massive air tankers will be able to carry more liquid more frequently. You can hear more about fire readiness this Sunday at 4 p.m. when KFI News presents A Season of Fire, hosted by Steve Gregory. President Biden is due to arrive in Geneva today for his meeting tomorrow with Russian leader Vladimir Putin. In 2018, former President Trump stood beside Putin and took questions from reporters. Biden says he and Putin will hold separate news conferences.
This is not a contest about who can do better in front of a press conference or try to embarrass each other. It's about making myself very clear what the conditions are to get a better relationship are with Russia.
Tomorrow's meeting is expected to last 4 to 5 hours. Georgia Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene has apologized for comparing COVID-19 restrictions to the horrors of the Holocaust.
I'm truly sorry for offending people with remarks about the Holocaust. There's no comparison. There never ever will be.
Taylor Greene visited the U.S. Holocaust Memorial Museum in Washington yesterday and then made that apology. The Biden administration is expected to lay out a new strategy today to combat domestic terrorism. ABC's Aaron Katersky says it's now the biggest threat to national security.
The new strategy aims to stop foreign influence campaigns, reduce extremist material online, and train members of the military who might be targeted for radicalization.
Katersky says the strategy does not change any laws, only assesses whether current laws are adequate. And actor Lisa Baines has died 10 days after being hit by a scooter in a hit-and-run in New York City. Baines appears in dozens of TV shows and movies such as Gone Girl, A Cure for Wellness, and Cocktail with Tom Cruise in 1988. Police say she died yesterday at Mount Sinai Hospital. Baines was 65. Let's head to an issue on the 91.
It's in Corona, 91 westbound just before the 71. Victim of a hit and run is over on the right shoulder with CHP. Now you're driving the westbound 91 crowded anyway from the 15, and then it's going to stay congested past the scene to the 241. KFI in the Sky is sponsored by injury attorney SuperwomanSuperLawyer.com. Jeff Law, clear on the 5.
Well, you betcha. Busy morning out here, so get going early if you're still at home there. But good news, South 5 going through the East LA interchange. There was a minor problem that cleared rather quickly. So coming out of Burbank now all the way down towards the East LA interchange, Boyle Heights, all that. It's pretty good. The transition, of course, going through East LA interchange is a little slow. Now, northbound morning drive, it just got busy real quick. Pretty much 605 all the way up, all lanes open, but it's a slow crawl. Now, right now, we're orbiting over Mid-City LA. There's been a crash on southbound Fairfax just before you go underneath the Santa Monica Freeway. Police LAPD is down there with fire department. Something happened. There's traffic control. Looks like you can get through, but expect some delays. Be careful. Interested in an accident? Visit SuperwomanSuperLawyer.com. Jeff KFI in the Sky.
Riverside 60 westbound after Marquette working this injury crash in the 2 left lanes. It's a rough drive from the 6215 from Alessandro. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Robin Banks.
The Clippers have evened their playoff series against the Utah Jazz.
And after falling down 2-0 here in Game 4, the Clippers lead it the rest of the way and will come away with a crucial Game 4 victory to tie this series at 2 games apiece. Final score from Staples Center, 118-104. The Clippers win it.
Game 5 set for tomorrow. I'm Wayne Resnick, KFI Sports.
Termites love Southern California. I like you. The weather for the next couple of days generally is great. Your houses are made out of wood. That's the way it works. And they even like the ground. And they'll happily eat your house anytime. And so let's talk about protecting your house. Let me suggest calling Pacific Coast Termite for a free home inspection, which means even if you don't know if you have termites, you get a free inspection. And that makes all the sense in the world. Now, certain restrictions apply when they do come out and treat for termites, and in my case, I have experience with this. There's no tenting, there's no double bagging. You can even be home while they deal with the termites. No tenting. That's a big deal. Mention KFI, 10% off termite treatments, 2-year guarantee on their work. Call 800-PACIFIC, 800-PACIFIC. PacificCoastTermite.com, 800-PACIFIC.
Pacific Coast Termite kills termites.
The clean, friendly way.
At Loan Depot, we know home means everything. As America's lender and the official mortgage provider of Major League Baseball, we provide mortgage solutions that are personalized, convenient, and fast. With rates as low as 1.75%, APR 2.157%, now may be a great time to explore your cash-out refinance option. Give us a call at 866-888-LOAN. Rate subject to change, 2.421% fee to receive this discounted rate. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 174457. Licensed in all 50 states.
The KFI Financial Report brought to you by Bay Alarm. The Dow is down 111 points, S&P down 7, NASDAQ down 42. Gold is $18.69 an ounce and oil $71.92 a barrel.
Celebrating 75 years of security that's second to none. Visit bayalarm.com to get protected today.
Southland weather from KFI. The National Weather Service has issued an excessive heat warning for the coast, mountains, and valleys, taking effect this morning running through Wednesday night. So mostly sunny skies today with highs in the triple digits for the valleys, the Inland Empire, and the high desert. We're talking 106 for the high. Upper 90s for the basin and inland OC. Upper 80s along the coast. Low 90s in the mountains. Right now 67 in Fullerton, 60 in Dana Point, 67 in Beverly Hills, and 68 in Corona. We lead local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Layla Muhammad.
Baby, your song, you make me wanna roll my windows down and cruise.
KFI AM 640, Bill Handel here. It is a really hot Tuesday, June 15th. Big day today in California. We're open for business. I mean, really open for business. California has now lifted restrictions, except in a few places and in certain areas. But for the most part, you can go to a restaurant, you can go to hotels, gyms, fitness centers, and social distancing is done. Capacity is not a problem anymore. There's still an issue as to masking, and that is going to keep on going because a lot of people will just say no thank you to masking. The government has been really weird on masking. It doesn't want to get involved, and so you have private business. You go to a store, for example, you're wearing a mask. Or the store says, don't come in. And so private businesses are some yes, some no. And I like going into businesses that people do mask. There is no question about it, even though I am fully vaccinated. So I'm, let's say, 90% protected, which means if someone has COVID, I'm 10% susceptible to COVID. Now, if I'm wearing a mask and they're wearing a mask, that drops precipitously. And if they've been vaccinated, now we're talking about virtually full protection. So I'm a big fan of masking. So where's the problem? Well, let me tell you the real problem here. That's just me. and other people who think the same way. I'll tell you what is really happening where California is looking at some real issues. Now, keep in mind, California is one of the best states in dealing with this, and that's the new variant. That's the problem. You've got the Delta variant that came out of India, which is 40% more contagious than the UK variant, which was 40% more contagious than the original COVID virus. And so when we see this opening up, you're going to see spots, regional spots, where you're going to see COVID come back in a big way. Now, this is the politics of it. Why is California at the top of the heap when it comes to vaccinations, at the bottom of the heap when it comes to the number of new cases, hospitalizations, deaths? Because it's a blue state. Look at a map, a COVID map. In the South, really red states have the largest number of cases. Blue states have the fewest number of cases. I mean, it really just breaks right down. When did this thing become political? And you have states that are very, very aggressive about going out and getting vaccinated, California being one of them. And on top of that, to add insult to injury, the people that are most affected by the virus, and we're talking about ethnically, blacks and Latinos, who have larger number of deaths, larger number of cases, larger number of hospitalizations than the rest of society, they have the fewest numbers of vaccinations. So I am missing something when it comes to masking and getting the vaccination. And then the story with the nurses in Houston at Methodist Hospital. Nurses sued the hospital because they didn't want to get vaccinated, saying it's their right not to get vaccinated, and the hospital doesn't have a right to let them make a choice. If I'm not mistaken, if you work in a hospital, and you can email me, and I think this is correct, I'm talking to Jim Keeney, you have to get a flu shot every year. You have to, or you're not working. How come you're okay with a flu shot and you're not okay with a COVID vaccination? Well, it's my choice. I have the freedom to do that. Okay, by the way, your kid's not going to school without being fully vaccinated. The only way that a child can get an education without the vaccination, talking about the MMR, measles, mumps, rubella, is to take the child out of school and homeschool the kid. That's it. Because the law says that a child has to be educated. You know, parents can't just take the kid out and throw religious texts at him or her, or a kumbaya, let's study trees and hug trees. You can't do that. You need a full syllabus, math, English, geography, etc. All right. I mean, if you're that crazy about vaccinations, then homeschool your kids. If you're that crazy about vaccinations, don't work in the hospital. Don't be a doctor. Don't be a nurse. Work someplace where there's no issue. And if it turns out that businesses happen to say you're getting vaccinated, then that business you don't want to work at either. Because I believe, and certainly in the case of the Houston hospital, the court was really adamant, saying, you know what? The hospital has the right to force the vaccinations. And if you don't like it, get out of the business. Take your nursing degree and learn how to make coffee and become an assistant manager at the local Starbucks. Unless the local Starbucks mandate masks and mandates vaccination. I'll tell you, if I had a business, I would force the issue. I'm no longer involved in the surrogate parenting agency that I had. I can tell you, it would be really easy. No vaccine, you're not walking in the door. All right, let's go back and go through another COVID subject coming up. Vaccine passports. Why it simply is not going to happen in the U.S. We're a different breed of people in this country. And that'll probably be a good part of our theme all morning long. And this is one of those topics that's going to prove the case. All right, let's check in with Layla Mohammed in the KFI newsroom.
California will offer 6 dream vacation incentives to encourage more people to get a COVID-19 vaccine. The latest promotion is also aimed at jumpstarting the state's travel and tourism industry. Police say an argument at a home on Chicago's South Side ended in gunfire, leaving 4 people dead and 4 others hurt. The quarterfinals of the 93rd Scripps National Spelling Bee will be held today. A 13-year-old from Tarzana and 2 contestants from Orange County are among the 74 remaining competitors. We're checking out some trouble on the 91 next.
If you are thinking of refinancing your home, and here's why it makes so much sense. Interest rates are creeping up. I mean, there's no question. Inflation's here. And with inflation, up goes interest rates. So let's look at your house and refi and take some money, pull out some equity. And let me suggest contacting Mark Tice of HMS Capital, who recommends that you apply with his company, of course, and then with any competitor that you wish. He's that confident he can get you the best deal. I've done 2 mortgages with Mark. I've known him for over 16 years. No appraisal, application fees of any kind, never have been. And so go ahead and apply with another company and HMS Capital. And you'll see why it makes so much sense. Call 833-255-5698. 833-255-5698. Visit hmscapital.com. That's hmscapital.com.
HMS Capital Funding is a DBA of Golden Empire Inc. MNL SID number 2427. HMS Capital is licensed by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act. License number 4130360. Equal housing lender.
Hey, DQ fans, Father's Day is right around the corner, and DQ is celebrating your dad with something special. A DQ Father's Day cake just for him. DQ makes each Father's Day cake with love. Grab a cake with fudge and crunch as cool as Dad this Father's Day. Only at your DQ.
Mostly sunny skies, 90s to triple digits inland, 80s along the coast. This report brought to you by Dairy Queen. From the Southern California Toyota Dealers Traffic Center, we make it easy. A crash on the 91.
It's in Yorba Linda, and it's 91 eastbound just after Gypsum Canyon. Got 3 lanes blocked here, both fast track lanes, and the second lane from the left also blocked. Jam up for you from the 241. KFI in the Sky is sponsored by injury attorney SuperwomanSuperLawyer.com. Jeff with, I can't remember.
That's okay. The I-5 and a long look at it. As a matter of fact, good morning to you. If you're leaving Buena Park, going north, we're still in pretty good shape now. The north 5 is a little slow. This last construction zone from the 91 up towards around Valley View. But north of that, boy, enjoy the new road surface. It's looking really good. And the drive is great. Now, from the 605 up to East LA, it's just slow. Don't panic. You should be able to stay on schedule. Getting through the East LA interchange, north 5 is always kind of slow. Another tough one early here is that north 101, if you choose that, up towards the 4 level. The west 10, north 101 merge is all kind of slow. And southbound still looking good. We're going to head to the 91. I hope we can help you out on that one, so don't go away. Injured in an accident, visit SuperwomanSuperLawyer.com. Jeff KFI in the Sky.
You can travel through Inglewood on the 405 north at Manchester. Report there may be a tree on fire near the off-ramp there at Manchester. Keep that in mind. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Robin Banks.
This report is sponsored by Panera. At Panera, dinner is hot and ready to serve. Grab the creamy mac and cheese in a bread bowl, the classic bacon turkey bravo sandwich, or try the new Chipotle chicken and bacon flatbread pizza. Order for dinner tonight with delivery or pickup. Availability and pricing may vary.
Hi, it's Wendy Walsh. It's summertime and the beaches are breezy. But wait, do you still have those embarrassing blue varicose veins on your legs? Don't worry, West Medical can erase them fast with their minimally invasive varicose vein solutions. Varicose veins can't heal on their own. Call the vein experts at 1-800-WEST-MED for a free same-day phone consult. Treatments covered by most PPO insurance. Call 1-800-WEST-MED or visit westmedical.com.
I feel incredible.